Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Pastor Colin, and my fiance Stacy and I have been here for about a month now, and we are excited about God calling us from Gainesville to Orlando. Pastor Tom and I have known each other for close to a year now, and the reason why Stacy and I are here is because God has given Pastor Tom us a heart and a passion to serve people in a way where the church isn't self-segregated. We don't have a program over here and a program over here where we never see each other. We're about families here at Friends, and that's something that Stacy and I love. It's a vision that's fresh that we want to be a part of. And as you guys can see on the screen behind you, there are a variety of things that I'm in charge of. I'm the generations pastor here, which means that from the moment a child is born until they graduate college, I'm responsible for creating the teams and the atmospheres and the environments that allow a student to know the gospel of Jesus Christ in a real and relevant way. But here's the challenge with that job. We had about 20 students singing, right? They did a great job, didn't they? Well, Josh McDowell wrote a book called The Last Christian Generation, just produced about 2 years ago, in conjunction with a study with the Barna Research Group, that of the 20 students that you saw singing, when they graduate high school, 2 of them will remain in church. I want you to sit on that for a second. Those hands raised, those passionate worshipers that you see, the people who are encouraging you in your faith, spurring you on in your faith, 10, 15 years down the road will not be in church. And the reason why is this, because no one is feeding them. No one. And if you have been involved in children's ministry, I applaud you because I know it's a challenge. And if you've been a part of student ministry, I want to say thank you so much because you mean a lot and you matter a lot. And part of the problem is we don't see the return on our investment, usually, because the student's still loud and obnoxious no matter how much you love them. But here's the challenge for you guys, and this is what excites me, is that the church, the pastors, the missionaries, the people who will be sitting in these chairs, the people who will be going to speak the name of Christ in locations where they haven't heard yet are sitting in these first 2 rows. They're in the back on Sundays when we have children's church. They're here on Sunday nights when we have Access. There are 15,000 high school students in East Orlando alone. And none of them, a very small amount, are actually involved in a church or in a student ministry. And parents, here's a challenge to you, because see, we drop our kids off to kids' church all the time, don't we? And we expect someone else to take care of our kids. What I find funny is when we have a baby dedication, we all raise our hands and we all pull our hands out saying that we as a church, we're going to come behind and support this child. And it's a beautiful, beautiful ceremony, but does it go further than that? Does it involve you saying, I will give up an extra 2 hours on my Sunday morning so I'm here at the 9 o'clock service so I can serve a child at 10:45? And parents, it's not just about your kids. It's about the kids who don't have parents in church. The beautiful thing is we've got kids sitting in these rows right here who their parents aren't here. Who will be their mentor in the faith? And the table back there, it's the middle table. You'll see there's a sign that says Access Student Ministries on it, and that's our student movement that we're starting here. Where I'm looking for passionate people who want to serve our young people. You don't need to have a good theological background because we're here to support you and equip you. But we need people who are passionate about students, who are passionate about the next generation. And parents, young couples, high school students, there are 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 10-year-olds who need you to be there leading them in worship on Sunday mornings, who need you to be teaching them about who this amazing person named Jesus is. And there's a sign-up sheet back there for you too. Mom and Dad, please hear me. I love your child, but I cannot teach every single one. We need you to love your kids and the kid that's sitting right next to yours on Sunday morning. And I also have a heart and passions for missions, and this is the last thing that I want you guys to hear from me today. Is we're hosting 13 French exchange students who are between the ages of 14 and 18. And I need homes, and I believe that today, if your eyes are open and if you have a heart for the generations, you'll be back there signing up to host a student from July 10th to the 31st. And here's the reason why. Youth Specialties just put out a recent study, and they said this, that the age group that actually follows Christ, the moment that people tend to make a decision for Christ, is between the ages of 10 and 18. And after that, we've lost them. The future of our church is in France. The future of our church is in these front rows. The question is, will you invest in them? The challenge is, go back there, pray, and sign up. We need you, we want you, and we're excited about the impact you're going to have in the life of students.
There's a word in the street and in the church amongst musicians is that out in the world there seem to be greater musicians and greater music and greater impact happening than in the church. And a lot of times we're like, well, that's right. But the part that we miss a lot of times is that it's not so much it's the worldly people making the great music. It's usually the Christian people leaving the church and going into the world and making great music. You know, the number one female artist out there right now is who? Shishan. Who? Beyonce, you know. Y'all shouldn't be looking at that. That's wrong. That's wrong.
You got that right, that was wrong.
But the point is, Beyonce grew up right in the church. She started singing in the church, in the choir. She's a musician. Her dad is a minister. And what happened is the church began to build this lid, this wall, and they say only this can happen in church. So that generation that grew up with all that talent and all those gifts of music, they go into the world where there's no limit. What I say here at Friends, we begin a new culture, a kingdom culture that said there is no limits. So that we raise up a generation that makes music, they sing it, they dance, there's painters, there's artists, there's actors. It all happens to give birth in the church. The church support it, the church equip it, and then we send them out in the world. They begin to make the great music that impacts the world. That's what it's about, serving on the arts and the music ministry here at Friends. And I just encourage you guys, the older generation, maybe you feel like your term is up. Well, that's not true. You still have something to give. Maybe you don't feel like you're a great musician today. Well, maybe you can help equip someone that can be that next great musician. Well, some of you guys are great dancers. Yeah. No? Okay. You know, maybe you want to be a great dancer. Well, I need you to maybe you dance in time past. Maybe you're not as great as you used to be, but you can begin to speak life into those that are coming up that will want to dance. Maybe you're an actor. Maybe you're good with, telling stories and doing plays and a producer. Maybe you're a painter. In worship, there's a place for you to begin to paint art. Whatever the vision God gives you, paint that art, present to Pastor Tom, and maybe we can show it on the screen. That's your act of worship. But not only that, you get a chance to equip others in that area. So wouldn't it be a beautiful picture on Sunday morning? Not only we got a platform full of young people, the older generation, they're playing drums, congo, the old washboard, tamarines. Then we got an audience. We got people on the wall. They're painting pictures. We got actors just, they doing that. I don't know what that is, but yeah, something happening in the corner. But all that is happening at one time in one place. But then it doesn't stop there. That's just the beginning. Then we walk out the door, and on your job, you begin to make melodies of music in ways that it's not necessarily that you're singing songs, but you're the instrument. So just your presence begin to create an atmosphere of music that changes that place. So I invite you guys to get involved, get connected. Your time is not up here until you're off the scene. Let me say that again. As a kingdom citizen, you don't retire. I'm sorry, that's a myth of the world. You need to let it go. It doesn't work. There's no such thing. You get your 401k, you get to the point, you get in your life, you retire, you're done. No, that's not it. That's the trick of the enemy. That's the blindness he tried to put on you. No, as a kingdom citizen, you work until the end. Your dying bed, the last thing, most people that's in church and they pass away, when they're on their dying bed, they're really concerned about making sure that you take care of my family. I want somebody to look at my life and realize that I serve them. They're concerned about that because the end is when it's over here on earth. So please get involved, sign up in the back, take some cool flyers. Again, I want you guys to pull people off the street. Someone don't have to be saved when they come to serve. Send them in here unsaved. I want them inside here. We can equip them, and we're going to put them right back in the street. All right? Amen. Thank you, guys.